Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wright State's NECC Placement Match Day, and I'm Jabub with my co-caster Two-Way.
Hello. I am here.
Today we're gonna do about 2 or 3 BO1s today that we're gonna watch, and we're straight into the first one here on the map of Pearl versus the University of South Carolina. Now,
Yeah, we're starting to.
Oh.
Go ahead, Jabub. Go ahead.
So for this season's Wright State roster, I've had to make a had to be removed from it as I am no longer eligible to play, and as we have back Topaz Mine for the remainder of this season. But as we get started here, I mean, we might see a double duelist comp here from Wright State. And over on South Carolina's side, we have a double init comp with the Sova and the Fate. Still no flashes. Kind of interesting in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of dig the double scan because it's gonna be really difficult for Wright State to really hide in a lot of these kind of key power positions. If you combine like the shock darts with the fade seas, right? Like you can, or even with KJ mollies. I mean, that fade seas, you don't need a raise to get value out of it. So it's gonna be really difficult when they get onto defense, at least, for Wright State to hold down a lot of these power positions. But I mean, they're starting an attack, so we have a whole 12 rounds to go before we get into that. But I do otherwise, like, it'll be interesting to see. I don't know how they're going to fare without flashes. I do like WSU bringing the Neon and the Yoru, so they'll have flashes of their own to work with. And I also just generally like Astra on this map. I think she's probably the best controller to bring on Pearl.
Yeah, definitely. CS Leaf has definitely played the Astra before, very comfortable with it during the whole season, and I don't know, this is a very similar Pearl comp that they had before, and they just swapped some roles, and here we go.
And here we go. It's gonna be a mid walk for both WSU and USC here. Raptor gonna be this first point of contact for the fast lane to come out. It's gonna be a brawl here in mid. Leaf able to find two though to get things started here. Opossum able to trade, and Meadow equalizing on the Summer, so it's gonna be a 3v3 as the dust settles here. As now WSU starting to make their way out onto the front though. Tubby scanned out by that recon bolt. Can't settle the shots though. As Possum's able to find that trade onto Tubby. Just down to Topaz and Leaf to try to clean this one out. A little bit of a rise shock dart there. As all three of these players for USC, they are incredibly low, so this is still doable. As Topaz and Leaf, they're just going to hold this cross. Maybe see if anybody wants to get adventurous and walk up, but with this cut noise, it's starting to pull some of these USC players away.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2-on-1
that
on
Meadows
site.
Yeah, they know that Meadow's nearby due to those jump spots, and Leaf, this right click could be deadly. It absolutely is. Leaf good for 3 there.
30 seconds.
This now, just into the 2v2, Topaz gonna be the one planting the bomb. Possum trying to spam out that position, but can't connect the shots. This now it is up to USC on this retake. Possum gonna back up, gonna set some smokes with Topaz, able to find Penguin. So now it's just down to Possum. So, oh, but we go to the 1v1. Leaf finally taken down. Lethal in the pistol, and Topaz to clean up. And that is a pistol round found for Wright State.
Good. One step closer to being back in pajamas.
That's a pretty, like, solid pistol round.
Yeah, really solid pistol round. Good stall from Wright State, just sitting in the main, letting them go back to default and wonder if they are up B, and it just kind of punished USC here, but
yeah, and I like that mid fight. I like that mid fight too. That was really, really good from Wright State. Just to barrel through mid, that's such important map control to have. Let's go into the buy round here for Wright State. Penguin gonna take a little bit of contact, but that's a lot of targets to have to contend with.
There they are.
Hey, Brother Bear, you've only got a classic in hand at the moment. As that clone gonna be spotted out there, but it's gonna be too little too late. Window to find the opener on the Penguin there. As the bomb immediately gonna get planted by Tubby. They already have this site space, and Leaf able to find two on the flank. Window to find one on the Possum, and it is just down to the fade here of Daryl. And this round might just be done and dusted already. Daryl not even able to get a shot off the bait there, and Summer cleans it up.
Let's make that Killjoy's toys look as dumb as
Yeah, I just missed those kills from CS Leaf on flank, but dang, he's already definitely putting up a lot of kills in this match early on to get that Astral in.
Yeah, I mean, the sooner they get that Cosmic Divide online, the better for them. He's already 1 ult point off of it. And yeah, he's gotten off to a hot start on the Astro, 5-1. I want to really hope that he keeps that momentum up. It's going to be a bit of a defaulty start here for WSU. They're going to start to make their way down into mid. Very important to have that map control indeed. Daryl is going to wait here to play contact off this turret. Is going to get blinded up, but unfortunately, that blind doesn't last too long as Daryl's able to find one onto window as the entry found. Possum in tow in case any other attackers want to make their way down. And off that pick, they're already going to rotate off the bomb site here, or rotate out of mid, excuse me. But oh, Raptor caught out in a long-range fight from the Stinger of Summer. That is a tough fight to win. It's going to upgrade to that Vandal, though, Summer. Going to start to make his way onto the B bomb site along with the rest of his teammates, and Leaf's going to watch his back as they do so. The only question mark they have yet to clear out is Halls here, but Summer has fully cleared it out at this point, so it's going to be a safe bomb site to plant. Into the 4v4 we go. Bonus conversion, a possibility as that Cosmic Divide is going to be used early. Daryl's going to have to use this Haunt to try to clear out some of these positions, but it gets shut down, and Leaf's able to find that one, making it a 4v3 advantage in favor of WSU. This Possum can't settle the shots. CS and Leaf, CS and Tubby good for one. Is just down to Penguin, but Topaz with the Ghost able to find the bonus conversion.
Yeah, that was a huge bonus conversion from Wright State here. They got that pick on B and literally just had B for free after making some mid presence. Really good rotates from Wright State just to be kind of patient and then take the empty space.
Yeah, and Wright State getting off to a really, really hot start here. 3-0 on a Pearl attack, which this feels like a map that can kind of go either way, in my opinion. It can be really defense-sided, it can be really attack-sided. It just kind of depends on what your playstyle is as a team. And for Wright State, oh, it's going to be Window going in there with a judge on the Durl. He knows that this jet is still close by. Raptor not much longer for this world as Summer is able to find that one. And it's A completely in Wright State's favor here as Summer is able to find one before going down to Possum. What Window on the trade with the judge once again, making good with that gun. And once again, down to just Penguin here. Not able to get off the ground and going as Tubby cleans it up, and it is a 4th straight for WSU.
Yeah, just an overall clean round there from Wright State. Summer really pushing through the smokes into art really paid off in the end, especially when he's using a a shorty, excuse me. But now, like, Wright State has good ults here looking, but South Carolina still has that Clove ult just up, so we'll see how they use that effectively.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see indeed as we go into round number 5 here. It's been a flawless game thus far from Wright State as they're going to go into a bit more of a default. They've been doing a good job so far dictating the pace of this game. But right now, USC, they don't want to over-aggress. They've been kind of losing the fights early on. They don't want to give anything too early here. As Topaz starts to make his way down along with Window. There's only at minimum 2 players here to be able to hold on to this B bomb site, but the dimensional drift to come out from Summer here to start clearing out the street is going to spot out Raptor for just a moment. As that suck is going to be evaded, though, Raptor able to find the opener onto window. As Summer's going to have to make good on this trade, and he does so beautifully. It's now Penguins all by himself, though, but able to find a spam through the smoke on a Tubby. In tow, though, Possum and CS Leaf good for 1 apiece there, but the advantage is still in USC's favor. As this drone from Penguin to hopefully spot out Topaz, but Topaz is going to dodge it for just a moment. Ooh, can't find the shots there onto Penguin, though. Knows that he is in halls, but Leaf able to make good on that one. Equalizing into the 2v2, but that spike is still so far away, and USC, they have eyes on it. It's going to be all or nothing here from Wright State to have to find this round, but the smokes to come out just in the nick of time from Leaf as they're able to make their way onto the bomb site. As a tap of the bomb, they don't have much time to actually not stick this, though. Does he have the time to stick? Unfortunately not, but the kills are going to have to come through, and Possum is able to evade the bullets and able to find the first defense round. It was a close one, but they did get it.
Yeah, losing that bomb in sight really cost them the round. They had to regroup and come back, and they just lost too much time. They could not get that bomb down in time, but they almost did win it. So, but good round by South Carolina there. And now looks like they're gonna have the ult advantage here with all of them being very close.
There's gonna be a full-on B long rush here from Wright State here. There's a recall smoke to get them across that line. That way they can't get opt or even any chip damage to get through. It's gonna be a full walk down here. And it's just up to Possum, and it's just up to Penguin here to try to hold on to this bomb site, but Summer is making his way up. He's already got a lot of space, and Window, they're gonna start to make their way into halls, and Summer Window able to find the entries, but Possum's gonna have to use that not dead yet to hold on to things for right now. He's gonna have to swing out into a litany of guns, and unfortunately for him, he is not much longer for this world. Summer's able to find 3, able to find 4, and an ace is on the cards. Can't settle the shots, and he's just 1 HP. Gonna try to get this even to go through. Fakes it as Meadows able to find 1. Meadows able to find 2. A potential third to come up, though. A dink with that shorty. This Meadow is good for 3 here. Could potentially turn this round around for USC.
Has that KJ ult online? But it might be too late.
If he'll need it, but a little bit of chip damage, though, is gonna reveal Meadows' position. And that's number 4, but Topaz able to get them across the line. That was very, very scary toward the end, Jabub.
That was so scary. They were trying to get him Summer the ace, and you know that almost cost him the whole round.
That backfired.
That backfired
really,
so
really
heavy,
deadly.
but Topaz still has not died in this game. When will he die? He's been alive every time.
Coming back.
I don't know if South Carolina finds a way to kill him. Mike can pick up a couple more rounds.
Alarm bot out.
I mean, it's good to keep the Senti alive. I mean, all that util still gets a little bit of value. You know, flanks are held down and all that fun stuff. As it is going to be an A split here from the side of Wright State. They start to make their way down, and Raptor with only a classic. Gotta keep an eye on this clone. But possibly able to make good with that Sheriff on the suburb when Window trades with the Judge. Able to find a second one, though. Is possibly aware of this player in connector. Able to find the third. Window could potentially find an ace of his own. Gonna slide by, but Penguin with the classic. A couple of right clicks is gonna be the end of terror from Window.
Warping here.
Because now it is just down to Penguin and Durrell to try to find this round. Turt able to do a little bit of chip damage there. Gonna keep things manageable here for Wright State as that bomb is down, but a smoke to come through, a molly to come out as well. Topaz able to get another one onto Penguin. It's just Durrell, unaware of this potential backstab from Leaf, is aware of it now, but put down to just 6 HP. It's gonna have to be forced back, but the classic from Tubby to clean that one up, and a guaranteed tied scoreline at half for Wright State.
Yeah, I mean, great post play, good positioning from CS Leaf to wrap around into Flowers, and there was no way they're retaking that from Art with some miracles.
Yeah, it was gonna be tough because I mean, Leaf just has the backstab no matter what, so they're just effectively pinched in that plant spot. While unique, is very difficult to retake on, so not one that we see all too often. The Hobo Raptor just walking up A main, able to find Tubby on the opener. Put down to 2 HP. As now it's up to Wright State to maybe try to find a trade, and there it is. Topaz in B long, they're on to Penguin. That's going to be a wide open B bomb site here as Summer is able to find Possum. And now it is truly wide open for the taking. And Wright State, they're going to get this call absolutely correct here. They're going to start to make their way down B long. And a dimensional drift to come out from Summer. Nobody is home. And they'll be able to relay this information that way, but on the other side of the map, it's going to be Daryl finding Window there. So it equalizes into a 3v3, but the Cosmic Divide, that's the second one from Leaf that we've seen this game, in this half.
Bring them down.
As now Prowlers are going to have to start getting utilized. And even the Nightfall to start to come out here from USC, but nobody's going to be found on that one. All three of these Wright State players are going to be tucked into long here, but the lockdown's going to have to come out. It's going to put pressure here onto USC to have to make a move. As they are not able, well, they are able to, excuse me, is Meadow able to find 2, but it's down to the 1v1.
Topaz
Daryl was forced all the way back. Topaz still, I believe, yet to die. Will remain to have a flawless game. Able to find a third in that round, and Wright State have found 7 now on this half. 9-0 from Topaz. Oh my goodness.
It's crazy. 9-0.
That's kind of crazy.
Just leave them alive every time, and you're probably gonna win the round. I mean, their only round that they couldn't win, and you still lived, is they just ran out of time. So, if I say just keep this up, this will be a quick game.
Yeah, for sure. Topaz has been a big win con in a lot of these rounds too. Able to stay alive long enough to be able to use those nano swarms, utilize the turret, utilize the alarm bot, just long enough to keep USC at bay, and has been a massive factor in this game. As now, look at this, the lurk from Topaz in B long, but the hit is going to be probably toward A. USC do have the KJ of their own there, positioned, and Daryl is in art to try to hold this down. Going to do the same contact play with that turret. That clone's going to get popped, though. It's going to have a window of opportunity open up for Window. No pun intended there, as Window's going to continue to make his way onto the bomb site. There is one player here in dugout, and he's going to be alerted of that position by that Prowler, and the C's in tow, as Possum is able to trade. But the damage may have already been done, as now the Hunter's Fury to come out, and Possum just in the nick of time able to deny the plant here. And now there's a possibility the door is starting to shut, though, as Topaz, that's his first death of the match. Falling at the hands of Raptor into a 2v2 we go, though, and Leaf a beautiful potential timing here, but Penguin is so aware of it, and Raptor shuts down the overdrive of Window, and that puts round number 2 on the board
If you're not a good shot today,
for USC.
don't worry. There are other ways to be useful.
Yeah, the first death for Topaz is kind of incredible. He did last that long, but that was a good round from South Carolina, getting that art space, still dealing with the lurk of Topaz, even getting one, and then just reconvening on site and just taking it with the Sova ult.
Yeah, I mean, look at the kill spread from Wright State right now. 4 players have exactly 10 kills. I mean, it has been a team effort here so far in this matchup. It's what's partially led them to this start here. Topaz, ooh, couldn't find the shots, though. Penguin better be counting his lucky stars that they didn't find the other end of that outlaw. Gonna peek for a minute. It's gonna confirm at least 2 to 3 of these players are here, but some are able to find the opener. Raptor on the trade. Leaf trades back, though. It's now Wright State trying to hold on to this site space as the spike is gonna be planted once again. They've been really good at getting the site space, really good at getting the bomb down, as Tubby able to find the lurker and flanker of Durl. And now it's just down to Meadow. It is just down to Possum to try to find this round. For USC, Possum gonna start to stick, but there is a gap in that smoke that Leaf is able to exploit. And Tubby threw that exact same smoke is gonna give Wright State their 8th.
Have I told you you're okay? You're okay, fam. Good.
Yeah, that gap in the smoke really helps Wright State there. Just to see that bomb and not have really any repercussions of peeking it.
BYB, fam. Going to Astral to do them.
But that
Astral
late
planning
lurk
things
in
I do.
B, what was it? I forget what it's called. B mid area from Summer. It really sealed
Street?
them the round. Yeah, street. That's what it is. But really sealed them the round there, just looking down street and getting 2.
Yeah, it was huge from Summer. I mean, Wright State, like, whether it's been, like, on the opening fights, they've usually been really good at either getting the opener, like Summer just hit Deer on the meadow, or they quickly trade it out if they do end up losing that first fight. So, they've done a really good job just playing together, playing cohesively, as they're faking a lot of this pressure, because while Summer was there, look at this. Wright State have completely fooled the defense of USC. And this bomb is going to go down on B for absolutely free. They're taking their sweet time in doing so, but I mean, regardless, Summer is going to be the planter. They're going to get an ult orb onto him, so I have to imagine he's getting closer to that dimensional drift. As Tubby is going to be late here, there's going to be a fight between him and Durl. In shops here, Durl going to fall to Tubby in there. And Stream's being taken over. Leave able to find Pasta before Raptor trades out. But it is a 2v4. They don't have the weaponry to work with here as Windows able to find Penguin, and it is down to the duelist of Raptor. Try to find this 1v4 with this unupgraded Neo Frontier Sheriff. It's not going to be good enough to contend with Leaf, as that is round number 9 as we go into the last round of the half.
Right, South Carolina fell hook, line, and sinker for that fake. Some are getting the opening pick, and then all of them rotating. Not a single one staying B with any util whatsoever. It's just very good call from the IGL. From
Yeah,
Racing.
it's been incredible from these guys so far to get things going here.
Who's next?
Again, they're continuing to dictate the pace, and they're starting to just throw absolute curveballs toward this USC defense, as Topaz has it up in his hands, is able to find Penguin in B long, but Raptor able to trade it out, and Summer's good for 1, but before getting traded out by Meadow. So USC keeping things close here, trying to find this 3rd round here for the half swap. They definitely don't want to go down 10-2.
No peeking.
As now things start to slow down to a crawl here once again. Tubby is got this Nightfall in hand, ready to go, and CS Leaf has the Cosmic Divide for the 3rd time this half. Is gonna definitely look to use it in this last round. As now USC, they don't want to budge. Topaz is so close here to Raptor. Oh, bring your crosshair up. Oh, the shoulder peek though, unfortunately. Fortunately for Topaz, is going to expose him just enough. And Leave and Possum are good for 1 apiece. It's down to the 1v1, but Possum comes out on top. And if you're a USC fan right now, you're hoping for this 9-3 curse. But Wright State, a beautiful attacking half to get things going.
Yeah, that was insane from Wright State for a half. They used your ult and Astra ult 3 times in that half, which is a insane amount of times to use those ults. But they're looking good here on the half, and hopefully we may not see a 9 curse here, but 9-3 curse here, but you know, just trying to cast their curse bit.
Yeah. Maybe just a little bit, but I mean, I'm sure for Wright State they want to close this out very, very quickly. But I'm sure for those at home watching, they want to see a little more competitiveness, maybe. But yeah, as you mentioned, I mean, getting the Cosmic Divide and the D Drift, 3 times per. It's a little easier for Leaf because it's only 7 ult orbs, but for Summer, an 8 ult orb ult 3 times and a half is insane. As Raptor able to just dash into connector and 1-tap window with that bandit. Something I wish we got to use at VDC right now, but unfortunately that is just not the case. But Leaf is gonna have to back up here. As now the flood is starting to come out from USC. Summer able to find an opener onto Raptor. He's kind of the win con here, able to find a second one with that bandit on the Penguin. Summer might be good for at least 1 more here. You're gonna have to peek into 2 barrels. And now the T-fight's gonna start to come out. Summer good for 3 now. With that bandit, he's making good use of it. And Topaz able to get that one onto Durl. And it's all down here to Meta, who has made his way all the way through sewer. But Tubby is aware of that possibility. And that is round 10 now for Wright State.
Great round from Summer Insight with the Bandit getting 3 after losing 1 in mid early on. He's the one con right now. Summer is, it's for that round. It was incredible what he can do with the Bandit.
Yeah, no, the Bandit is just an incredible gun that Riot added not too long ago, and I personally love it. Haven't gotten the Reaver for it yet. I kind of still deciding on that, whether I want that or if I want to wait for like a different skin to come out. But, you know, we'll see. As USC, they've actually forced into some stingers here. Looks like they got one from Raptor at minimum, but Topaz with the Spectre over onto Meadow there in Art, able to find a second one on the Penguin. And now this Outlaw is going to start to sting, but Summer, with that Bandit that he brought in from last round, doesn't need a gun, or at least a big one at that. They only lost 1 gun into that round. It was only the Bandit from Summer, and that's going to be a pretty clean buy round from Wright State.
Yeah, just not needing to buy anything. You can just buy the Bandit. You know, you just need to keep it into the next round for your second round. And now look at him. He's by full shield and Vandal. It saves you so much money, and it's such a powerful weapon. We're going to see this gun being used so much in competitive play this season.
Yeah, I really do hope so. It's such a strong gun on both, you know, eco rounds and hell, even bringing it into some buy rounds maybe if you can, like we've seen in the first couple of rounds. As of now, the ball is back in USC's court to try to respond. They've had a tough time on Pearl here. As it is 11-3. This is where they do not want to get bonused. They do not want to let Wright State on the match point as they continue to make their way down mid here. Tubby, a little bit of contact there onto Raptor. Knows that at least one is in mid. Is going to call for Window to come over to assist. Because now Tubby's going to look to clear B long here, but Penguin's going to utilize that recon bolt to try to maybe clear out some of these positions. Going to get shut down immediately though. But on the other side, USC making their way down Art. That alarm bot's going to start to come alive here. Leaf couldn't settle any shots, put down to just 8 HP. Lucky to have walked away with his life in that fight. It's now the stall to come out with that Nano Swarm here. It's going to stall out USC for just a little bit longer. As Window making good on that Outlaw. Able to find the Lurker.
30 seconds left.
But Topaz could have a massive timing here. He just has a little bit of Trigger Discipline, but they're blinded up. Trigger Discipline doesn't matter at that point. And in a flurry of kills in Wright State's favor, it is all down to Durrell to try to salvage this round. But Summer is just too damn good. And it's match point for Wright State.
Match point.
Yeah, I think South Carolina losing that 4th round last round just really hindered them for that round, as they just saved. They couldn't buy anything, and now they have to gamble and win 9 rounds in a row with now their forced buy and have to. Every round is a must win.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Wright State, you have 9 chances to close this map out. You'd have to think that they'd be able to do so.
And Summer hasn't.
No matter what here.
And Summer's the Your ult again. Oh. But his Window goes down and long.
Does have the Your ult, but the.
Oh.
Yep. Oh, but Daryl tried to come. Oh, he shuts down Summer though. I think he was trying to come out of that dimensional drift. But unfortunately was not able to make good on that one. But look at Raptor, able to evade the bullets, able to stay alive for just long enough for space to be made. And it's down to Leaf in a 1v3. If there's anybody you want in this clutch situation, it is him. He can maybe find a body or two to make this a little bit more doable. They do line up for just a moment, and he's able to find Daryl. There's just a 1v2 here. 1v2 for the map here. 5 bullets left in that Phantom. He's just gonna wait to see if USC want to peek him. A stun is to come out, but Possum times the swing at the nick of time. Is able to get a 4th round for USC, but they've got a long hill to climb.
Yeah, taking down Summer before he can Your ult was just big on the round and got them the round. Like, Window going down with the Outlaw and Summer going down. It's just free sight at that point, and Darrell picks up a big kill in that round. Really cemented the round win. Now they are 1 away from that fade ult onto Durrell. might be useful in this round. Might be looking for an orb.
Yeah, potentially. And I mean, you'll have to take any ults that you can get at this point if you are USC here. As they start to make the way down A main. Contact is going to be made, or at least not contact, but sound is going to be made after grabbing that orb. So they do know that at least one of these members here is on A. And a Nightball's going to come out, but Summer able to evade it, able to find the opener onto Raptor, but that's Meadow to trade. And now Leaf just gonna have to back up into Secret here to play his life. Buy enough time for the rest of his team to get on over to the bomb site. It's gonna be a 4v4 retake now as the spike has been planted. Possum able to make good onto Topaz there. Was almost caught out with that metal in hand. Able to whip out that Vandal in the nick of time as Metal's able to clean up on the window. So now the advantage beginning to balloon here for USC. It's just down to Leaf, and it is just down to Tubby to try to salvage this round. Could be a call to save, but it looks like they do still want to go for it. Leaf able to make good on that one, but Meadow and Tubby are able to go one apiece there. Oh my goodness, Tubby. So little time though, unfortunately. With only 7 bullets left in that Phantom. Able to find it, but does he have the time? I don't know if he does to defuse it. It's so close. Oh, come on. Oh, it was so close. 0.03 of a second separate the map win for Wright State. It's gonna keep USC in it for just a little bit longer. Unbelievable. That's insane.
That's so insane. Dora with the fade, it just snowballed into what a heck of a round from USC. And you know, USC said one more. So looks like they're gonna do the same thing here. Let's see with this A contact.
Yeah, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. They may have found their bread and butter on this half, but again, got a lot of work to do if they want to come back into the summer. Just getting barely spotted out by that Prowler. It's gonna have to TP out of there. There's a well-placed gate crash there. He's able to just make his way back over, but Meadow with this lockdown in hand is gonna look to utilize it to give him a free A bomb site here. There's no lurks coming out though from the side of USC. So if Wright State wanted to, they could start to walk out into mid here. Maybe try to pressure a flank. Even if they do get caught up by that turret, it's not gonna matter. As all 5 players here from the side of USC, they are grouped up. They're gonna start to make their way out onto this A bomb site. As that lockdown expires, Cullen to be found out. Summer's gonna be this first point of contact. It's gonna spearhead a potential flood in, but Penguin able to shut that possibility down. And now the swings are gonna have to start to come out from Wright State. Topaz and Meadow able to find what a piece there. Window with that Bucky onto Raptor though is gonna keep things equal for the time being. Tubby with the classic onto Daryl, and for USC, things are just falling apart. And Window try to dance through that fast lane, can't find that, but Topaz able to find 3, and that is gonna do it for this first map. Wright State close it out 13-5, a very convincing win to start things off.
Yeah, what a game for Wright State. Dominance from start to finish. With Topaz not dying for the first 10 rounds of the game is incredible from Wright State. But if you look at the scoreboard here, Summer, definitely your MVP of today, of this map. And CS Leaf with his classic CS Leaf scoreline where he has a bajillion kills and bajillion assists.
I mean, looks about right for him. Yeah, absolutely. Just a dominant win here for Wright State. I mean, they played so well. That attack half was sublime from them. And look at Topaz, 20-4. That is a 5 KD, Jabub. 5. That's gonna look good for the stats.
That's incredible. Now, since we've finished that BO1 very quickly, we will be heading for a break to wait for our next BO1 opponent. As we will see you in a little bit, estimated about 5 to 15 minutes, we'll say. But yeah, we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Phone.
Welcome back to Wright State NECC Valorant Placements. I'm again Amjabub, and hopefully the stream is fixed, and I'm with my fellow co-caster and play-by-play caster, Two-Way Street.
Hello, hello. I am back to do more of the play-by-play casting that I got to do in Pearl. And yeah, I'm just here to yap about Valorant again. Yeah, Wright State's next opponent is going to be New York University, right? NYU?
New York University, NYU.
New York. We were literally just talking about it in the break, and we were just like, okay, are we gonna remember the acronym, or are we gonna say New York University every time we refer to them? Because that would be fun.
That's fine.
But
yeah, Wright State should be quick in their boots as they have 2018 LeBron on New York as a coach. I don't know. It's
I don't
pretty
remember
very
LeBron
intimidating.
being in a Knicks jersey.
Yeah, I mean, who knows at this point? Could be like Tom Brady and just go to the Knicks and own it after he retires. Who knows?
Possibly. I mean, you never know, bro. In the world of sports today, you just never know. But yeah, here in Angel Select, kind of seeing some kind of interesting comp decisions. On Wright State's side, I mean, we saw Summer on that Yoru on Pearl, switching over to the Sky this time around. That's not an agent I'm very familiar with on Haven. Like, really, you only see Sky on, like, Bind a lot of the time, and
Yeah.
maybe here and there in a couple of other maps, but not too often on Haven do you see a Sky. But, I mean, it's paired with the Sova, so that double initiator comp will allowing Window to wreak more havoc on that Neon. I mean, that's going to be big for them. But for NYU, kind of running some pretty standard stuff here. They've got the double the controller with the Viper and the Omen, something we see a lot on Haven and VCT. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be a much, I would have imagined, more difficult game. I don't know. I mean, is NYU like 1-0 right now? Did they win their last game? Is that how, like,
Yes.
placements work? Okay.
So yes, NYU did win their last game.
Okay, so they have a tougher matchup, ideally.
Ideally, yes.
But I mean, they should be going into this like relatively hot. They come off 13-5 on Pearl. Like, WSU has a lot of momentum going into this one.
Yeah, and about that Sky pick, word from me being a former teammate of his, that is his main. So, okay, it really doesn't matter what he plays, but if he plays that Sky, it'll be a lot better for the team.
Absolutely. As we go into the pistol round here, it's going to be a 3-man walk down grass here. They're going to start to try to take this garage space. As it is only going to be KJ of NYU to kind of hold that space down, but there's going to be a lot of util dumped here on to see. The fast lane is going to allow for Window to have an opportunity to get in as, excuse me, Window is able to find the trade there after NYU were able to pick up the opener. Zine, I'm going to just call him Zine. I'm going to just assume that's how that's pronounced. He was able to find the opening pick. A bomb is going to go down, though, for WSU. They're starting on this attack half once again. Probably more advantageous for them. But Shot is able to find Window. Leaf and Phantom able to go one apiece there. Tubby on that trade, so it's just a 2v2 here now for NYU to have to navigate. Leaf is in a really precarious position here, stuck in this backside space. But the trades to come through, Tubby to clean it up onto Zine, and now it's going to be a pistol round found for Wright State.
Yeah, it was a really awkward first kill from NYU there with just like KJ Molly. It was kind of confusing what was going on at that moment, but picked that KJ Molly kill, but Wright State did just recover as this Window goes into sight, and they just take all that backside space. It was very valuable for them.
Yeah, they did a really good job there. I mean, they kind of got caught out at a couple of weird, interesting like positions, obviously, but still able to come out on top of the fights. And again, kind of showing that same team cohesion they showed on Pearl, playing together. They're able to trade out really effectively. Look at Kate, though, walking all the way up A short. But this is being held by at least 2 members of Wright State here. They're not going to last long here in A short, as Summer is able to find the opener with that stinger. We have that fabled Judge back in Window's hands. He was able to find a lot of value with it last map. Is Nihon gonna get potentially caught out here? That corner went uncleared. And look, he's gonna take this space into short, but Summer's gonna be able to find him out. This Tubby's gonna get the spike down. It's gonna be a 5v3 for NYU to have to navigate once again on the back foot. And Window's gonna keep continuing to take space here. Try to get some close fights here with this Judge. Sagi gonna be the first point of contact here. Gonna be going right head first into this Judge. Not much longer for this world. Window able to come out with 2. And it is just down to Phantom. 3 HP in that Sun Classic. Zelsis is no longer on this team, unfortunately. So we're buying the C9 bundle nowadays, but Summer is able to get the 3rd with a Stinger. A little duo ace from Somewhere in Window. And that's the buy round converted for Wright State.
Yeah, all of you should definitely go buy the C9 bundle. It's just the better bundle right now. I don't know. You'll hear a lot of that from Zelsis now, but yeah, I mean, simple round from Wright State here. Window, another, just buying the Judge and cleaning them up again.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's just, again, a Window. I mean, you pair any shotgun with a Neon, and, you know, that Neon player knows how to kind of utilize that movement. It's going to be really, really easy to get value out of something like that. As now we go into NYU's buy round. They're going to have full rifles, full util, full shields to get into this one. But Summer's going to make good with that Stinger once again. And this walk up from Kate Snow going to be successful for the 2nd time in a row. Summer able to pick up the 2nd. And now Wright State, they have pressed the advantage here. It's pedal to the metal as they make their way onto the bomb site. In the upgraded Phantom in Summer's hands, he's good for 3. Can he potentially find this ace? Window is going to be positioned here in front B. Oh, like ships in the night. Zena's going to get caught out, though, in Window with that Judge. Summer with 4 on the round. And that's going to be the bonus converted once again for Wright State. Another hot start.
Yeah, again, Wright State with just the bonus converted 2 games in a row. Hot starts for both, and Summer again is just taking lead. But unfortunately, this time Topaz is at the last 10 rounds before he perishes in game. It's now Tubby's turn.
Go for the throat.
See if we can create that same magic of 10 rounds in a row.
Yeah, I would really hope so. That, I mean, Topaz was, again, a huge win con in that last map. Maybe wasn't like the top performer, but was definitely up there. Found a lot of value in a lot of those rounds, just sheerly by being alive, keeping that util up. So we're going to look to see if Topaz can do a lot of this same, and Nihon's going to be blinded up by this flash. A lot of them being thrown in. Window's good for 2. They're on the entry, and Summer and Tandem able to find Kate, and NYU just don't seem to have answers right now, but they're dancing around the smoke right now. Sagi good for 1 before Summer trades, and Zine with that Sheriff. But I mean, in the blink of an eye, the round is just over, because Leaf is already up in heaven, and that is 4 in a row for Wright State. The same start that they had, and a timeout called by none other than 2018 LeBron.
Just some crazy rounds from Wright State. Just balls to the wall, hitting sight. It's Summer has so much value with that Sky, just being so aggro with those flashes. He kind of looks like Sub Rosa in the server, just throwing those flashes, peeking off with them immediately, and having that synergy with the Window. Just for Window, those angles with the Judge, and the other NYU can't do anything about it. If you see a neon wall, neon stun, Sky flash, you can't really do anything against that. And so Wright State's finding so much value, and I don't know what NYU might just be having a mental check here just to get reset, as they don't really have any ults to play with to on the defensive side, but they might just have a different defensive look here, but it doesn't look that way. It looks like they're just going back to the same defensive setup and going from there. But we see at the side of Wright State, we already have the Neon ult and the Sova ult. So this should be a really hard round to win from NYU, especially on the post plant.
I also want to point out that Topaz has unfortunately died already in this map. Already 0-1. Really unfortunate we don't get to see Dope Ass have a flawless kind of start to this round, to this map. But I mean, for the side of the NYU, it's just been a lot of like the first blood department has not been in their favor right now. They're taking a lot of aggressive space. Don't get me wrong, it's not too bad. At least the first couple of rounds that we did see, we're not seeing it here. But they tried to take forward space. They just got shut down. It's been the window in summer show as of right now. They have been the two top performers to start this map off of Haven.
But this is the
And right
first
now,
round
it's
they
just gonna be a
did get
much-
a first blood.
They did actually get a first blood in C Long there.
Yeah, it was really quick off the
Actually
round.
missed
So I
that
don't think-
completely.
Yeah,
Yeah, I completely missed that. I was yapping for a minute. But yeah, NMIU, they've got an advantage here. For it feels like the first time in this map. It's now Wright State trying to poke and prod, trying to find answers. That jump spot is gonna spot out Summer. Soggy is gonna remain here in this
30
back
seconds left.
plat position. So now Xena is gonna have to try to deny Window here of this space. Window still has that judge from the buy round. Is able to pick that one up on a Xena, but there was a trade on the other side of the map. Or excuse me, on the C-bomb site. As now Phantom looked good for another one, I believe, onto Window. As now it's Soggy Bread in this back plat position. Was good for 3 there, but Topaz trades. And Phantom able to find that one. The timeout paying dividends for NYU. They get there first.
yeah. Soggy Bread with a great first pick. Yeah, I know we missed it, but great first pick on to CS Leaf. So Wright State was just sitting there with no smokes for basically the entire round, and it was a very good first pick. I mean, they had the advantage. They have the double smoke stall on the side of NYU, and they did their job. They held on the site, and good round from Soggy Bread.
Yeah, Soggy coming alive there with 3. Able to help NYU get their first on the board indeed. It's going to be an A look here for Wright State, though, as they continue to just slowly make their way up A long. We're trying to make sure that nobody's sitting on this ramp possession. That off angle is a devious one to have to clear. It's now in recon drone to come out. Nahon gonna have to stay here for just a moment. Gonna have to play it in the sight smoke, as Summer does have an idea that there is one in there. Able to find the opener, though. He's gonna flash out, look the other way. Gonna have a little bit of trickery, but here comes NYU on the trades, but Leaf is good for 2. And now Wright State, they're in a 3v2 of their own. They have the advantage once again. Little heroics from Leaf there, as now they go into the post plant. It's Bread and Xene to have to work out these positions, clear out these question marks.
Placing swarm grenade.
All 3 of these Wright State players, though, are incredibly spread. It's going to be difficult to trade if one does fall. But this first point of contact more than likely is going to be Summer. Xene doing his due diligence, but Summer's better on that fight. And it's all down to Soggy Bread. Have to try to clean this one up. That bomb might be too far gone at this point. And Summer is good for 3. And it's round number 5 for Wright State.
Summer is heating up. Look at the scoreboard, 12-3. Now this will be maybe a dogfight. NYU is thinking of maybe forcing this, as they do have some money, but we'll see if they look to invest that Neon ult and go close to the wall. But it kind of looks like they're gonna half buy here. Kind of a weird buy from NYU, but 4 ults on each side for each team.
Yeah, 4 ults. This could get very dangerous very, very quickly if they're not careful. For either side, really. I mean, we've got overdrives, we've got a pit, we've got seekers, Hunter's Fury, lockdowns. We've got
Placing swarm grenade.
what feels like a shopping cart full of ultimates right now.
I've got your trail. Swarm grenade.
As Wright State, they're going to try to make their way into Garage here. There's going to be a little bit of KJ util to have to contend with, but the Seekers have been unleashed here. There's going to be a lot of stall here in Garage to try to hold on to that space as much as they can. That Seeker is going to catch out onto Bread, and Xene is going to have to come out and cover. But Wright State, they haven't made their way out quite yet. They're actually maybe looking toward this B-bomb site, as it is Summer and Window in unison here to try to maybe suss out anybody that's on this B-bomb site. It is only Phantom here for right now. So if this Trailblazer can maybe catch him out. He's actually going to evade it quite well here, but a Flash is going to catch him out. On the other side, though, Soggy Bread able to open things up onto window. Is now, it's a Leaf maybe to try to make space on the C long. Topaz has this garage control for the time being, but these other two members of Wright State, they've got to get on their high horse. They've got to get moving. Soggy is going to be the only one trying to contend with this, but Zine able to catch out Topaz there on the hop up. Was just sitting there practically the entire time. NYU with an advantage here, but that spike is going to get planted at the hands of Tubby. And maybe Wright State, they're going to have to maybe try to find some form of aggression, but Spans are to come through and Leaf and Summer are good for one apiece. That levels the playing field pretty nicely. It's now Paranoia to connect on two of these players. Look at Phantom. Look at Tubby, though. He's so aware the knife is out. The Stinger can't be pulled out in time, and Tubby's able to clean that one up. And the advantage that NYU had is no longer theirs. As now the Hunter's Fury to connect on to Nihon, and Summer to finish things off onto Kate. And once again, Wright State find themselves up 6-1.
For Wright State, that was a crazy man recovery. Whoever, they spammed through that smoke and CT and got 2 from that. It was really unfortunate NYU just being there in the gunshot, but still, that was a half buy from NYU, and they almost brought them to their knees, but still, Wright State is back up on top right now with 2 ults. You see a Viper ult in C. Wright State will have to consider something else.
Yeah, they are going to have to consider something else now as that pit has been ripped. So really it's only going to be B or A as options here for the side of Wright State. And NYU, they've actually stacked A as well. So really the only true option ends up being B. So if you're Wright State, maybe, just maybe, use a little bit of this recon utility. Maybe try to see how many players we can catch out here on NYU. But they're actually going to say, get rid of the subtlety, and they're going to pop that overdrive, and Window's going to be good for 2. So they cracked that bomb site wide open. They had 3 members of NYU stacked on it, and they just barreled through for free. And now look at Topaz on this lurk, able to find Zine. And all of a sudden, down to Soggy. And down.
What is this timing?
To Cade. Look at this timing, though. Window. Oh my goodness, turn around. Soggy Bread is able to finally clean up that trade. Had Window turned around, maybe could have gotten up boards, but Summer is good for that one. And it's 7 on the board. This is looking like the exact same scoreline as we had on Pearl to get things going.
Yeah, but this time, Wright State isn't like having 10 kills, 10 kills, 10 kills, all of them have 10 kills. It's just Summer and Window are absolutely frying the server. But Soggy Bread is trying their hardest to get their team into this, and we might see a timeout from 2018 LeBron soon.
Potentially. Yeah, I mean, even if the kill spread's not as even as we saw on Pearl from Wright State, they are sure as hell still playing well as a team, but there's one apiece over on B. It's going to be Leaf, and it's going to be Kate falling. As there's actually a bit of a fight down C long, as we just saw there. That's where that first kill came from. But that B bomb site is completely in the hands of Wright State. Now it's going to be down to NYU to maybe try to salvage this one on their eco. Zine can't land these shots, though, unfortunately, with that Sheriff. It's going to get tagged out by that recon drone. Summer's able to find one in Gong here. Able to go for 2. Able to go for 3. Call him Curry as Topaz is able to clean it up. That's 8 on the board here for Wright State.
That was a really good idea from NYU on their eco to just all push down C long and leave the KJ by themselves. And they did, their gameplay did work for what they wanted it to do, but after they just did not have the firepower for the rest of the round. But NYU now have
didn't quite
3 ults heading into this round. And we can see a Neon or a Sova ult here just planned out.
Yeah, it's been a rough one here for NYU. But Wright State, no pun intended, they've been doing everything right as of right now. This Phantom may be able to find one here, but Summer's good for 1 over on Kate in a link here. Phantom gonna try to make his way across, but Zine's able to clean up that trade finally on the Summer. He's been wreaking havoc on this NYU NYU or this Wright State offense, as now Phantom able to find 2 there. And all of a sudden, NYU do have the advantage back in their hands, and it is just down to Leaf and the other member of Wright State, Topaz. Excuse me. So they're going to have to try to find a way to salvage this round. They have been in positions similar to this before. We saw it on Pearl. There's no advantage safe from Wright State. So they continue to start to make their way down A lobby and potentially into A long, but it looks like NYU, they've got a bit of an idea that the hit could still be coming their way. So it is going to be a pretty even keel fight here. Gonna just have to do their due diligence, clear out the corners, start using this util. That Paranoia is gonna miss Bread, and Topaz with it all to do, can't get it done though. Is Nahan able to clean that one up, and it's gonna be a second round on the board for NYU.
Yeah, NYU definitely knew they were going A on that. They still had the KJ util up on C and Garage, had a person B, and it was just Wright State had nowhere to go.
Yeah, just didn't really have anywhere to go, but look at this. Something I want to point out here. Summer has 19 kills. I think he has more kills than 4 of the NYU players combined.
It's insane.
That's absolutely insane, and he is just running it down here into A. There is no resistance from this defense. There's no resistance from NYU other than just Hunter's Fury to come out, but that's not really going to matter all too much. There's going to be a couple of connections with that Hunter's Fury, but otherwise it's a free bomb site here from WSU. As now Kate with that recon drone is going to find out one of these players, but Topaz on the lurk is able to find that one. And now the overdrive is going to be used by Nihon. Phantom's good for 1, but Leaf and Window shut down the flood here from NYU. And Phantom, who was able to take down Topaz on the lurk, is now facing down into this 1v4. But Window, that classic signature judge, is going to get it done. It is a 2-9 scoreline here. Wright State doing it all.
Summer getting the KD that Topaz had the entire last game in the first half is incredible. 20-4. And he's not just doing it by himself, he's 8 assists also. So it's not like he's been a selfish player and just going for these duels the whole time. It's incredible what we're seeing out of him today.
Yeah, and I think I'm starting to see why Summer locked in this guy, kind of treating it more as that kind of second duelist, but still having the capability of having like the additional recon ability of like, we can find out where other positions are, we can use that Trailblazer as an additional drone. I mean, it's starting to become clear to me why this guy has had so much impact, and also still having the 2 flashes that a Yoru would also have. I mean, okay, but over on short though, let me just cut that note off. Kate able to find 2, and Topaz trades, so Kate going down, but not without a fight, as this lockdown is going to clear out the rest of these NYU players. Now Topaz is going to be able to get this bomb down for absolutely free. Window with his judge once again in hell. Is going to wait. Is going to see a nanoswarm going by his head, but is not going to make note of it. Another one going by, but the smoke beautifully timed though. But Topaz is able to find one on the Nahan. They're just going to start to wait here. Window able to find Phantom though. I think he TP'd out onto the bomb site. Topaz good for 3. It's all down here to Soggy Bread. To find one with a 1v3 on the line here. Able to find the first one with the Singer. Gonna have to pull out the classic, but that flash is gonna be so unbelievably good. A little chaotic on that fight, but nonetheless, Wright State coming out with a better half than they did on Pearl. 10-2 as opposed to their 9-3.
Don't get shot.
NYU was 19 HP away from winning that round, which is really insane in that 1v2. But unfortunately it just wasn't meant to be, and as you see, Summer is buying a bandit again. See, Summer has the same thing like he did on Yoru in the back of Pearl, but yeah, this Wright State team is just bulldozing through the competition currently, and Let's see if NYU makes it a game. Now we are on the attacks. They are now on the attack side of Haven, so it might work out better with this comp.
Turret up.
Maybe.
Turret destroyed.
As yeah, they did bring a really attacker-sided comp if you were the side of Wright State. So yeah, if you're NYU, you're really hoping that maybe they can fall down, but it's 10-2. It's such a large deficit to have to deal with.
Shock dart.
As now we're just starting to see a couple of pieces of util traded out. No kills quite yet from either side. It's been a default here for NYU. Slower start than usual. Wright State, once again, they just been really good at dictating the pace on their attack half, and now on defense here, they're just not gonna budge. They're not gonna give up anything stupid, anything silly. It's now NYU, they're gonna start to try to make their way up garage. It's gonna alert Topaz that the hit is gonna start to come this way as that drone starts to clear out all of these question marks, all these possibilities. Where there's nobody to contend with over on the C bomb site. For Wright State, they are probably just gonna play this into a 5v5. Summer has this flash ready to go. Nehan may have other ideas. He walks into the smoke, gets absolutely clotheslined by Leaf, and Topaz is able to find Zine. So now as the spike is planted, it's a 5v2 now, 4v2. Still, Leaf good for 3 here. Doll down a Phantom with that classic, and Leaf is good for 4. And Window's gonna get the defuse. Wright State is gonna win this pistol. They go up 11-2. Absolutely dominating this map of Haven.
That's absolutely dominant. I mean, Wright State showing that they're not just Summer and friends. And now it's 2018 LeBron calls a timeout for the side of NYU. They need to switch something up. They need to have a good game plan coming here. It looks like they're going to force, just like South Carolina did last game.
I mean, they have to. They have literally no other choice than the force here, because you're down 11-2. You've got to take away around here, try to build some momentum. But if you lose this round, the map may as well be wraps. And with the way that Summer and Window have been playing this map out, I mean, it's going to be very, very difficult unless they can take those 2 players out early on. If they can take out Summer and Window out of the round on this round, it's doable. But otherwise, it's just been incredibly difficult to do so. Now the timeout will expire. Hopefully NYU able to get things together here. It's gonna be what, round 14 we go into. Another potentially quick map here for these 2 teams. More specifically for Wright State. Go into this round, it's gonna be Nehan starting to make his way down long. He's just throwing all sorts of util out, but look at Window, he's down to just 4 HP. Gets shut down by Soggy Bread though. And now, NYU on the back foot, as right now, they're gonna get this bomb down. And trades are back and forth. Leaf is good for 2, and Nehan was able to get one on the way out though. So it levels out to a 3v3 here with the spike down in NYU's favors. But now it is up to Wright State to have to respond. An unfamiliar position for them to be in. Now these crossfires have been established with the Stinger into CT. A flash to come out. Topaz and Gate good for 1 on that crossfire. And Summer is able to find Case. So it's all down to Zine here with nothing but a Stinger and a classic to his name to have to find these 2 players out. And Topaz with that bandit. The force didn't matter for NYU. Wright State able to come out with that one. It is match point already on Haven.
Match point.
Yeah, it was a
One more.
crazy round.
First shout,
A good
one main.
pace change from NYU there, with Dion just going full send on site. They got bombed down, and then they just could not hold for the post plant. Yeah, Nyhan got one with the Bucky, but the rest of the team wasn't trading back and forth, and they just crumbled. But all is on
really
this round for NYU.
Yeah, that round was really, really tough. They were really close. They had a lot of good ideas there on that force, but now it's just, they don't have much. And I mean, for WSU, they've also forced Phantoms into this. They know that they have the gun advantage, and Summer and Window are just cleaning this up. Is Window good for 3? And in the blink of an eye, it is all said and done. A flawless to close out Haven, and Wright State with a more dominant victory than they had on Pearl at 13-2 as they win their second round of these placements. And I mean, look at Summer. He had a better KD than Topaz had. 22-4 with 11 assists, 412 ACS, and 5 first bloods. Jabub, that is incredible.
It's incredible. I mean, if you look at Summer, it looks like he should be playing the Yoru or the Jet or just the Duelist, but he makes Sky just looks like a viable Duelist here. From that aggressive, just 5 first bloods on a, just insane.
Yeah, that was incredible from Wright State as they were able to take down New York University. And yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to. They do have a third map coming up, so I think it's a good time to maybe cut to that break, and we might be away for a little while. I imagine some of the other matches are gonna be a lot closer. This one ended pretty quickly, so it might be a minute before we're back.
Yeah, but I would think like 20 minutes because it's gonna be a while. But yeah, we're gonna cut to the break here, and we'll see you guys when the other match starts. Stay tuned.